Hello YouTube, it's your boy Sean Matrai here with the new box review. Alright, so I'm going to discuss everything, and I'm going to discuss there are two decks that I think are going to be top tier, in this box that I think are going to be really top tier. I would say one's like an engine deck, but there are two things that I think could be top tier. There's one thing I'm kind of wishy-washy on, but we'll go over it, and we'll discuss everything in here. Alright, so let's discuss number C39, Utopia Ray V. When this card in opponent's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target an extreme monster in your graveyard, return that to the extra deck. If this card is a Utopia monster, it gains this effect. Once returned, detach one material on this card, then target one monster your opponent controls, destroy that monster face up. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to half that attack monster. See? Okay. And if it was face up. Why does it have to be face up to inflict damage? That's really weird. I mean, it's fine. I think this card's okay. This card's good if it has like a skill around it, but maybe something else will help in this box support it, but we didn't need to do that. Sorry about that. Maybe something else in this box will help support this card overall. So yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. I don't think this card is like meta defining or anything like that. Blacklisted Soldier, Legendary Swordsman. You can ritual summon this card with Chaos Swarm or Super Soldier Ritual. Must be ritual summoned during the draw phase. Before you draw, you can reveal this card and one ritual spell at your hand. Okay, I'm glad to see we're getting more ritual support. Is this the reason why they didn't want to release rights to draw this turn, and if you do add a ritual spell connect your hand, you can activate cards effects during your battle phase. Okay. When this attacking card was ritual summoned using a normal monster, destroys the monster by battle, you can shuffle all cards your opponent controls in the deck. Okay, this card with the Jins is crazy. This card, I have to read the new skill again. This card potentially with the new skill is crazy. For one thing, this card, when you summon this, and this card destroys your opponent's monster, if you can get this thing untargetable, this thing is absolutely bonkers. Because then at that point, and you have untargetable giant stick that goes to the battle, beat stick that goes to the battle phase, kills a monster, and then shuffles everything in the deck. This might be top tier, if the skill was really good. This is something that could be top tier. This is one of the two decks I was talking about. I want to reread the skill again, but this card looks really good. If you can abuse it with like a Dijin or something like that, we'll have to see. Alright, now on to what I really think is going to be top tier. Tenyi. Tenyi is really, really good. Now, if you do not know how Tenyi works, I'm here to help. The two decks I made in Master Duel are Sword Soul, Tenyi, and Tier Limit, so I can help you out on this one. So basically, the main concept you have to understand early on, I'm going to show you this in the dueling book, is that Tenyi have two different effects. Okay, all your Tenyis can special summon themselves from the end like a Cyber Dragon if you control no monsters, or if you control only non-effect monsters. Only. You can't control an effect monster and a non-effect. Okay? So they all have that effect, and that's once per turn, and they activate in the hand. Okay? You see this colon? It might be a little bit difficult to see, but you see the colon? This means this activates in the hand, text-wise. So, your Ashuna, it's not like Cyber Dragon, which just summons itself to the field. You activate Ashuna in the hand. Okay? So that's something you very need to know, because they can negate that, or they can banish it in the mirror match with their own Draco Berserker. Alright? So, all your Tenyis have the effect that activate and special summon themselves if you control a non-effect monster. However, your second effects, all your Tenyis have an effect in the graveyard, and generally, if you control a non-effect monster. So, if you control a non-effect monster, Ashuna for example, will banish itself, special summon a Tenyi from the deck, but lock you into worms. But that's not a big deal, and I'm going to tell you why. Alright? And you can only use the effect of Ashuna once returned. So basically what you're going to learn is when I go over each and one of these Tenyis, I'm not going to go over the first effect because it's the same thing for all of them. But the second effect in the graveyard is where they differentiate from your other ones. And you're probably saying, how am I going to get a normal monster to the field? They're all effect monsters. That's where the link comes into play. And, okay, so it's that star. Monk. Monk is a link 1. You link this off with a Tenyi. And when you use Monk, Monk will be a normal monster. So you can then use your effects in graveyard because you will control a non-effect monster. And you can also special summon in the end, providing you make Monk before you control another effect monster. So for example, let me go view over a basic 2-card combo. And due to the magic of my internet will work as I want to. Give me like 1 second here. Due to the magic of window capture. Oh, it kind of did what I wanted to do. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. Due to the magic of window capture, I'm going to show you. Alright, so ignore what the other Tenyis are in the hand. Just ignore this. I'm going to show you a basic 2-card combo with Ashuna. Now pay attention to the field. I'm going to show you what's going on. So, we have Ashuna in the hand. This is irrelevant. This is irrelevant. And this is completely irrelevant. All I want you to do is to focus on the lovely 2 cards that we have in the hand. Which is, this would be a Hara or Ashuna, and this is Ashuna. Actually, don't focus on that because Monk is not in the deck. Lol. Alright, give me a second. I forgot to make the extra deck. I just want you to see this out. Give me like 1 second here. Okay. Redo! We'll get to that later. Alright. So, due to the lovely, as I was going to say, 2-card combo that you have here. Alright, back to this. So now you have Ashuna and Hara. And this is the main thing I want you to pay close attention to here. Alright? So, now what you're going to do is this works with Vishuddha or having Hara Nan. So you can have either one. There's combos with Vessel, but we haven't gotten to it yet. So what you're going to do is because you control no monsters or you control only non-effect monsters, you're going to go ahead, you get a special Ashuna from the end. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make your Link 1, which is your Monk. Okay? This is the first step. Next, because we control only non-effect monsters, we can reveal our Adhara, and we're going to go to special summon our Adhara from the end. Then, because we control a non-effect monster, we can banish our Ashuna. And then we can special summon our Vishuddha from the deck. And then we have a level 8 Synchro with our Adhara and Vishuddha. However, this can be only a worm type Synchro. So you can't make something like Kite Drake or make your, Stardust Dragon or anything like that because you're going to be locked. However, you are free to make cards like Boxia. In this case, assuming I was going turn 1, I would Synchro off these 2 monsters and make Draco Berserker into Tenyi. And then, with Draco Berserker on the field, I have its effect, which we will go over. Might as well go over right now, it's in the bundle. So, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish it. And that does not matter from where. If they activate, except in the damage step, this will not battle, this does not negate activations. This will not banish in the damage step. However, this can banish if they choose the special core bait from the hand, If they choose to special their Lycanus, you can banish that. You can also banish a Crimson Heart in that matchup, or Candina if you want to. But this can banish other things that activate in the hand. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to roll through all the meta decks that are in the game right now. This can also banish from the graveyard as well. So if they activate a Rocket in the grave, that will banish it too. That's very relevant. Right now, I'm trying to scroll. Noble Dragon Magician, if that activates in the hand or grave, you can banish that. There's a lot of things that you can banish. You have to kind of think about it as a whole, because there's really a lot that you can do. Also, this card is an absolutely insane effect. If it destroys an effect monster by battle, this card will gain attack equal to the destroyed monster. So, let's say you run over, they have 2 monsters in attack, and you run over their Dystopia for some reason. Then, this will gain that attack, and then you can attack over a second monster in a row. So, this can help generate OTKs. So, if you gain like 2800 attack, it'll go up to 58. And then you could swing over something like a Drill Dark and then kill them if you were able to do so. Which would be absolutely insane. Yeah, given that the Dystopia is not boosted. Or if you use like Ties That Bind and boost over. I don't know. But it's just giving you odd scenarios that you can do with it. But very, very cool. Super hype for the Tenyis. We'll go over more as we progress through the video. Anyway, okay. Sorry about that. With the magic of video, with the magic of a click, we're back to Duel Links. Ta-da! Alright. Anyway. V Salamander. Okay. So this card, when this card is normal summon, you can target 1 Utopia monster in the graveyard, special summon that target. Okay. Alright, that's interesting. I don't know how fast you're gonna get Utopias in the grave. Let's see some skill for it. You can target 1C number 39. Okay, so this becomes that. Okay, so this is maybe the point of using it. Equip this card, monster to control target. Once per turn, while this card is equal to a monster, you can detach. Okay, so this is not a quick effect. You can detach 1 material from the equipped monster to negate the equipped monster's effects. Get the equipped monster effects, and if you do, destroy all monsters you put control. Whoa, okay. So I guess they really want you to use this going second. Okay. I wonder if there's a skill that puts this in the grave. There must be a skill that puts a Utopia in the graveyard or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to see. But this is interesting. Definitely interesting. We're going to have to see how this pans out, because this could make for some really cool LTKs. So this card may have more use now than I thought it would. So this is pretty solid, along with V Salamander. So this is pretty cool. We'll have to see. Yeah, nice. Alright. C106 Giant Hand. This card is a number is an exceed material, gains effect. Once per turn, quick effect. When a card effect is activated, the field detach 1 material and negate all the face-up card effects on the field until the end of this turn. It's not great because it's a lot of investment into it. You have to invest the rank up magic into it, which I guess if you're using the rank up skill, it's not bad. But you can only use that from turn 2 or onward, which isn't really a turn 1 card. So the amount of investment that you would have to make into this card is probably not worth it. If you were to get it for free, then this is interesting. But again, like, this is something that your opponent can out with, like a Book of Moon or a Chalice. I mean, there's a lot of things to get out with a Book or Chalice, so that's kind of unfair, but it's a negate that I feel like your opponent could get past, is more what I'm saying. So I don't know how good this card really is, but I think for the investment it takes, it's not really that worth it, because I think given many different scenarios, it's not too much better than Giant Hand. It's better. Like, it's better, like, if you're gonna go second with a rank up, this card might be good in, like, future decks that want to play, like, rank 4 decks that can really abuse the skill to get a rank up card. If you can do that, and you can get it for free, then this card is very good. Because then at that point, like, you go up against, like, Odd Eyes and negate their Dragon Pit going second, and their, whatever, their, what's the other one? Oath Dragon. But, again, we have to see. Right now, not super thrilled on how good this card is, but we'll see. Castell. Alright, this card I know from the TCG plays. Also, if you watch my progression series, you've probably seen this card summoned 100 times. Basically, you detach 2 cards, shuffle a face-up card in the deck. This is good to have floodgates, monsters of the field that you do not want. It's useful in outing things that you do not want going to the graveyard. I'm trying to think what the most useful thing for this would be to out. This could be a good card to out, like Boot Sector Launch or something like that. That might be good use of this card, like in the Rocket matchup, and then you don't want that going in the growing game. That might be a good way to deal with that. You do give it to them back in the deck, so you gotta be careful, because they will draw it. Or they could draw it again, but it's definitely not a bad card. It's a card that I think I at least want to get one of, because I think it's like a really good resourceful tech that can go in the extra deck. And it could be good metas where there are floodgates and things that are errant, and it's still a strong amount of removal, so it's definitely a solid card at that. And you also have the ability, I didn't go over it, if you detach 1 material and not 2, you can turn this card essentially into a Book of Moon, flip any monster on the field face down, so targeting obviously, but it's still pretty solid at that, at doing that. So I'm very pleased to get a copy of this card, put it in my deck. Alright, the Toon stuff. Alright, Comic Hand is an absurdly broken card. Basically, this card is Snatch Steal. If you control a Toon World, take your opponent's monster and take control of it. Now, the really scary thing of this, I have to read the restrictions of this, but this doesn't need to have a Toon to use. So let me explain why this card I think can be absurdly broken in Duel Links. I have to read. Let me see this skill for a second, that Pegasus has, because this card can be very bad for Duel Links. Very broken, and it's not even, you may say, oh, what, you think of Toons are going to be really good? It has nothing to do with Toons.
One little victory shouldn't be a problem for the
okay, let's talk about this skill. It's a Toon World. At the beginning of your first turn, play a Toon World from outside your deck face up. Alright, here's the problem with Comic Hand. Alright, this means that any deck, because this doesn't require you to have a Toon, if I'm correct, which is kind of frightening. I'm a little bit nervous about this. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need a Toon. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow, they could even attack directly. Oh, no. Yeah. So, basically, any deck can play Snatch Steal now. Any deck! Because of that skill. I think they're gonna have to nerf the skill to make it so you can only use Toons. You have to run Toons in the deck. Or this card might become very problematic. Because, like, you can use middle-aged mechs, and it basically accomplishes the same thing, right? And you have middle-aged mechs, and if you really want to play Mech Knights with it, you can just use that. But this is a problem, because this card might be broken in every deck alongside Toons. So, like, it's basically, if everyone remembers how broken Mind Control was in Orcus meta, yeah, this is basically Minecon, but it's worse because the monster can attack, and you can use it as Link Fodder. I don't know how I feel about this. Okay. Of course the monster has to be face up, but what the heck do you care? You're playing Snatch Steal. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I think this card's a little too good for Duel Links, and it's not for Toon reasons. I could see this deck being played in a lot of, like, go second decks because of that. Maybe you might bring back Pure Orcust with that skill, right? So, if you're playing Orcust, right, and you now have Heart at 3, maybe you bring it back because now you have Snatch Steal. And maybe now you could do something with that. And now you were able to run a deck that essentially can play 3 copies of Snatch Steal in your deck. So I don't know about this. We'll just see. Alright, anyway. Vishuda. Alright. As I was going over the Tenyis, I didn't really discuss all their effects. You kind of saw the combo, and I really wasn't discussing. But like I said, remember the Tenyis. If you control a non-effect monster or no effect monsters, only non-effect monsters or no effect monsters at all, and then you can special summon it from your hand. And Vishuda's graveyard effect is that you banish this card from your grave while you control a non-effect monster. Target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. This card is fantastic going second. This card is great. Like if you go up against Odd Eyes and they summon out like their Trish Zero setup and they end on Shooting Riser, you can force Shooting Riser with just by committing one card to it. So it's essentially a combo starter while also being like a Book Chalice going second. That's excellent. This card is fantastic. I couldn't ask for any more on the card. I am super excited for Tenyis. This card is great. And it's a 7 for your Boxies, which is great. Shaman of the Tenyi is a link to. This card's okay. It's not amazing, but it's still really resourceful in what it does. It has 2 effects. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card from your end, and then target any worm in your grave and summon it. This is useful in Sword Soul because you can revive back Shishao, or Draco Berserker at the end of a comp. Like, if you were able to get it in the graveyard and you wanted to do something with it. But, or for the grind game, more for the grind game that you would revive back like a Shishao or even like a Taya and then make like a Boxia off of it because it's locked. Well, not Boxia. You would make like a Draco Berserker because it locks you. This locks you into 10 Ys other than worms. So you could like revive back your Draco Berserker or revive back, like, there's things you could do. You could even like revive back Shishao, but then you can't activate. It doesn't lock you into summoning worms, it locks you into activating only 10 Yi effects. So you could still make like a Shishao and not activate some effects. I know I just confused you a bit, but basically, to go over it one more time. Shaman locks you into activating effects of 10 Ys from the extra deck. So basically, if you summon anything from the extra deck and you want to activate its effect, it has to be a 10 Y. But you could summon anything from the extra deck, you just wouldn't be able to activate its effects. So keep that in mind. So basically, one more time, a third time, if you special summon something from the extra deck, you can special summon anything, but you can only activate effects of 10 Ys summoned from the extra deck. That makes sense. So that's what that makes. That's what that does. Second effect is when an attack is declared involving in a non-effect monster, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. So if you have like a shaman and a monk, and you attack a monk, basically sunrise, up a card in the field. But yeah, I know I just confused the heck out of everyone, but there you go. Alright. Toon Blacklisted Soldier. And I'm going to want to send this out. Must be son. Okay, so you can use this with the Pegasus skill. A little even more. Control Duel. One controls no monsters. This card can attack directly. Once per turn, you can control Toon World. You can target one card in the field and banish it. Well, that's really good going second. The only thing that sucks is you have to commit your normal summon, but this card is... Well, I guess you have like... Oh my gosh, we like Toon World in the field. Whoa, wowza. They don't have like Cosmic? Oh. It's non-target. Banish. Be really, really insane. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this card's kind of nice. Honestly. You summon this going second. You can literally banish whatever you want on the field. So that's pretty damn good. Toon Bookmark. Add one Toon World or one card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. Except Toon Bookmark. Okay. This can search. Is Toon Kingdom? Can this search Toon Kingdom? It should. I think it mentions it. I have to look this up really quick. I mean, it should. It should mention it. I think it says like in the first line of text. This card is treated as Toon World. Funny enough, Toons were meta way back when in Duel Links. Yes, okay, it does match it. I wanted to make sure. Yes, so you can search Kingdom with this. Very good. I also believe Kingdom is not at once, so we can also run Terraforming to search Kingdom as well. So that making it very consistent to see it. Because that card I think you want to see more than anything else. It's the protection for the Toons. Okay, we discussed Monk. Monk being that Link 1. We discussed that already. Generation Force. Okay, so this card's getting reprinted. And Nixie card from your deck here. And so, great. It doesn't mean an Exceed monster. It means cards that mention Exceed in their hand. Like Exceed Block, whatever the other ones are. I don't remember. Rank up Magic, Limited Variance Force. Target one rank 4 you control. Special summon one C that is rank higher by using it as Exceed material. Okay. Alright, so this could summon out basically your giant ant to your big giant ant if you wanted to do that. DZW Chimera Clad. You can target one scene 39. Okay, so Utopia Ray, I guess. Put this to the target. That cannot be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage down when this attack one is not destroyed by battle, you can make that monster attack 0. Okay. Even after this card leaves the field, the monster becomes unaffected by card effects. And if you do, you make a second attack in a row. This card can be cheesy. This card can be cheesy. You attack your opponent's monster, then you make it 0, and then it can make a second attack in a row. That's kind of cheesy. Let's get OTK that way. I like it. Toon Briefcase. When your opponent summons a monster while you control a toon, shuffle that monster in the deck. Not bad. Former removal shuffles the monster. It's better than Bottomless because it does not care about attack values. But what's also really good about this is that shuffling the monster in the deck means that if it was something like the Girsu and you would be afraid it was destroyed, you could do that too. But you would probably stop before the Girsu because then they'd still have Toon World and you would be in a bad spot. But this card's nice. I guess in the terms of Orcus, you'd rather Bottomless because most of the time you'd rather Bottomless the Galatea anyway. You really don't want to get it back. But if they run multiple Galateas, it might be better putting it back because then they can get to it via wand if they have like multiple extenders. But yeah, solid card. Tenyi Spirit and Horror. Remember the first effect, control non-effect, or no effect, special it. Well, only a non-effect. Only a non-effect, special it. Or no effect monsters. Special it. Not gonna keep going over that. Banish this card from your hand or graveyard. Then target one of your banished worms, except this card added to your hand. Oh, I didn't bring up that the Tenyis, when you control a normal, they can also banish themselves from the hand. So technically, if your opponent had something like Abyss Dweller, you can banish Shoot from the hand to get around Dweller. Or Shoot it out of the hand as well. So like, your other Tenyis, you can banish them. I didn't bring this up, but you can banish them from the hand if you had to get around Dweller or something like that. Just something you wanted to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But its effect, Atara's effect in your graveyard, beside being the tuner that you're going to use for Tenyis, is you can banish this card from your graveyard or hand, add one worm monster from your banished zone to your hand. You can only use each effect of Tenyi Spirit or Hard once per turn. And that goes for all your Tenyis. They're all both hard once per turns for both of their effects. So the main thing here is like in Sword Soul, you would use the stand back Longuan or Taya for the grind game, but we don't really have that, or even a Moyi, but we don't have Sword Soul. But you can add back like Yangsings and stuff like that. That applies. Or you can even add back like a Vishuna or a Vishuda if you want to. Really useful at that. And you can even add back itself if you wanted to. Well, not itself, but you would add back another copy of Adhara. Dual Avatar Ascendance. Target one dual avatar you control, destroy it. Special summon one that's one level higher or lower. Okay. That's okay. During your main phase, except turns to the graveyard, you banish this card from your graveyard, then target one dual avatar monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Let's see something. They're not... That's not bad. It's interesting. I don't know if it's... I don't know if this card is going to be that relevant, but it's interesting. Okay, this is the card I wanted to discuss, and we're going to have to go back to Dueling Book. Vessel of the Dragon Cycle. So this sends a worm from your deck to your graveyard, then if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can add one from your deck to your hand. Tenyi, with a different name than the monster sent to the grave. Okay. This makes any Tenyi plus Vessel a level 8 synchro. Let me show you. Back to Dueling Book. And with the magic of love and whatever, we are going... Oh, wait, we are not yet. Give me 1 second. We will in a second. I lied. Now we're back. Okay, so let me go back to the duel room. Boop. Alright. With the magic of love and hope, we're back. Alright. So let me put this back in the deck. And let's just say we open up Vishuda plus Vessel. Alright. So let me go over this. So what you're going to do, especially with Vishuda, you're going to make your monk. Now, this is essentially turns Vessel into a +1. Why is it +1? Because you dump a Tenyi to use its effect in the grave, and you search one. So, we're going to go ahead and activate Vessel. Vessel searches us, or dumps us, doesn't really matter. We dump the Ashuna, add the Adhara. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. You want to dump the Ashuna. Never mind, it does matter. You want to dump the Ashuna, and then you're going to add the Adhara. And you're saying, well, how can I add? Because I control a non-effect, I add my Adhara. Okay? And I dump a Tenyi to the graveyard where you have effect, so I was able to dump my Ashuna. And because I added control a non-effect monster, I can add one from my deck to my hand after dumping with a different name. And Adhara has a different name than Ashuna. Then I special my Adhara, activate my Ashuna, summon out another copy of Vishuda, and then voila, level 8 synchro. Alright, and again, keep in mind that Ashuna locks you in the worms. How many copies of Vessel are you playing? I think you're playing 3. I think you definitely want to, I definitely want to try it with 3 in Duel Links. Because Vessel is crazy consistent. Makes your 2-card combo for any of your synchros out of the 5 cards that you use going second. So we'll see. We have to experiment and try with things, but that's something I want to try. But Vessel, really good. So there you go. That's how you're gonna use your Vessel of the Tenyi. Can I magic of this? We're back to Duel Links. See that? I can show you things on the fly once I get things set up the way that I want to. You also might be switching to Streamlabs because Stream Elements has been a bit of a pain in the neck for me. Alright. Berserker of the Tenyi just takes 2 monsters. It's Link 3. It's a good beater. That's a Link 3K. It's really good. Did we get up to it yet? No, we didn't. Okay, we didn't get up to it. Just a really good beater. Good Link 3. It's a non-effect monster, so you could use, obviously, the Tenyis in your graveyard with it. And if it's the only non-effect monster, you can summon it. Why can't I find it now? Okay. Next is the Flawless Perfection of Tenyi. This card's really good going first. Basically, all non-effect monsters are unaffected by monster effects, which is solid. This could be good to avoid, like, your board getting Tricera, because then they have to destroy this first. I mean, I guess not, because then you hit pop it. You're going to need another back row. What's return if your opponent special summons an effect monster while you control a face-down monster or a non-effect monster? Then you can draw 2 cards. That's really good. The thing is, like, you have to have backup plan to this. I don't know how this card's going to be in the Links we're gonna have to see. Because you're gonna have to have like a backup plan to like protect this. Otherwise your opponent's gonna go like hamburger on you and get rid of everything before they get rid of this and then make their plays. So we're gonna have to see. But other than that, this card can be really good in Duel Links depending. We can fortify the grind game. This is definitely something I want to experiment with. Draco Masters. This card's really solid for Duel Links. This card's nice. We don't have the other one. We don't have like Sithara. The Sithara or whatever the link for that protects against targeting attacks. But this card is really good. It's a Link 3. It takes 2+ monsters, including a Link monster. Now, Draco Masters cannot be destroyed by battle by an effect monster. So, if you have an effect monster, they can't kill it in battle, which is 99% of the game. If you control no other effect monsters, you can destroy effect monsters your opponent controls up to the number of non-effect monsters you control or in your graveyard. So if you already have Monk in the graveyard, or multiple, this is non-targeting destruction. Non-targeting. So this is really, really good. Obviously, if your opponent, you summon this, and you activate the effect, your opponent has no idea what they're going to destroy, and then you can use its effects. This card's really, really solid. It's for Duel Links, and it's just removal. Gentlemander. When your opponent's monster declares an attack, special limits for them, your opponent cannot attack any other monsters but this one. Okay. Fine. Toon Harpy Lady. Cannot attack the... Whoop. Oops, I did it again. Alright, where are you, Toon Harpy Lady? If you control Toon World, you can special summon this from your hand. Okay. And if you control another Toon monster, you can destroy one spell trap your opponent controls. I don't like that you have to commit to the field multiple Toons to use this effect, but it's okay. It's a level 4, so it can be set up rank 4 plays. Very interesting. 2-page flip. Revealed to be 2 monsters from your deck to your hand. Deck. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to special summon and shuffle in the deck. Well, this card's nice as a rare. This just summons any of them. Anyone that you want out of the deck. That's pretty good. The only thing is it's random. But if you're gonna summon out like a BLS or the Dark Magician, or like all of them that you're gonna summon are gonna be good, you may not mind. Just summons it for free. That's pretty good going second. We'll have to see. It's not bad. Definitely not bad. It's interesting. How good it is, I'm not sure. I think like you're definitely playing 3 Bookmark. That's for sure. Like Bookmark is incredible. This card just like searches any Toon card. But the problem with something like this is that it's random. But going second, this card can be really, really good as well. Definitely see. Dual Avatar. Oh, we're getting a new fusion now. Dual Avatar Empowered Mitsu Jaku. Is this card good? Coco. Okay, so this takes defeat plus 2 dual avatars. The first time a dual avatar would be destroyed by battle, each turn it's not destroyed. Okay. Takes 2,000 attack with 3k defense. This return, you can return all spell and traps your product controls to the end. When a monster effect is activated, you control 2 more fusion monsters, you destroy that monster. It's a ghost ogre on legs, and it bounces the back row. It's not bad, but it, well, actually, you could summon this out with the trap. I see what they want you to do. If you summon this out with the trap, this is very good. Okay, so if you tune this out with the trap, this card's fantastic. Yeah, so turn 1, you make this with the trap, and then, well, ideally you would want, okay, so this could even work during your event. Okay, that's fine. You summon this out, And this is really good because then on your turn, you're going to have to, like on your following turn, so on your opponent's turn, you're going to summon this. Destroy their monster when it activates an effect. Okay. You get to control another fusion monster, you get to do that. Fine. But, if you control another fusion, you destroy their monster, and then on the following turn, you have this thing back on the field, you forcibly, because they're going to have to deal with this, because otherwise you just bounce all their back row. Hey, Giant Trunade their back row. And, yeah, this is nice. And it gives you battle protection as well. This card's very good. We gotta revisit Dual Avatar again, because this and this really helps boost up the deck, I feel, with this. Makes the turn 1 better. Because now you have, well, I don't know. It depends. Because, like, they already have removal that you were searching. We'll have to see. We're gonna have to see. Because, like, their spell cards are really good to search, too. We're gonna have to see. This boosts up the deck. I don't know if it boosts up enough, but we'll have to see. It's definitely a buff. Chaos Swarm, we already have this. I think we already have all these cards. Yeah. I don't think we have Squeak Knight. But I think we definitely have all these cards. Card spell. Oh, this is the card that's used for the OTK Master. This card special summon. You can activate this effect. Wait, this card is a tuner. Special summon your extra deck once for the rest of the turn. Once per turn. Yeah. So basically, this can unequip itself. This card is good for the Gear Free deck. Because this combos with I forget what it is, the one that equips out of the deck, but this combos with that, and then you could do like, you would be, they would go into, at that point they would summon it out of the deck and then make E-Soul, but we don't have E-Soul in the game, and then they could do other things like that for the stinking FTK. Shadow Toon, if you control a Toon World, target one face-up monster you put controls, inflict damage to your opponent after the attack of that face-up monster. I don't know how good this is going to be. This can be used for cheeky OTKs. Toon Mask, if you control Toon World, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Special summon one whose level is less than or equal. I don't like this card because this requires your opponent to do something before you do it. So this card is like, well, I guess it could be less than, so it's not terrible. But, I don't know. Tsukumo Slash. If your opponent monster, you control attacks a monster whose attack is higher than itself, your battling monster gains attack equal to the difference between your life points and the opponent's during damage calculation only. Interesting. Pay at the odd shot. At the end of the battle phase, it becomes the end phase of this turn. Why? Like, we have... It does anyway. Why would you play this? This would be the most pointless card I've ever read in Duel Links in my life. What? What is this? Why? Oh no. Oh no. Why would you play this? Oh no. Ay ay ay. Oh no. Packet Swap. Target one face-up non-link monster you control. And one link monster, yeah, this is not great. Unless you know, unless you like, if you side this to take their links, but I don't know. Tenyi Spirit Nahata. If you control no effect monster, special summon this card for you. And when an attack is declared versus non-effect monster, your opponent's monster will bash the grave. That opponent's monster loses 1500 attack until the end of the turn. Yeah, so this is Nahata. Nahata, it applies when they attack your effect monster. So once they attack it, they're non-effect monster. So like if they attack your monk, you banish it, and then their monster will lose 1500 attack. Sithana allows you when you can summon a destroyed monster. So when you banish, if a face-up non-effect monster is destroyed by battle, you banish this, and then target one of those monsters that were destroyed. So like if they kill your monk, you can revive your monk, and then you can pop your opponent's card. So Sithana might see play, because that way it makes it so if they want to kill your monk in battle, then you can pop their monster too and resummon it. Mapor is good because this gives you targeting protection. So if your opponent activates something that would target like your Draco, not Draco Berserker, but your Link 3, then they can't target it because it's not an effect monster. It can give you targeting protection. and allow you to beat down with your Berserker of the Tenyi. So if they target Berserker, then you can protect it. So Mapora and Sithara might see play. Sithana. Sextet summon. Banish this card from your graveyard and 6 monsters. What the? And special summon for your deck is the same original type as those monsters. Okay, nobody's ever playing this. Next! Drama Dropper. Daruma Dropper. You can target 1 Exceed monster you control, then target 1... Oh, you can detach 1 from an Exceed you control, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0. Until the end of this turn, if Exceed monster would activate effect by detaching materials. You can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Okay. Heavenly Dragon Circle. Okay, this card's good too. Tributes a worm and it adds any worm for your deck to your hand. And if you tributed a non-effect, you could special summon instead. So, like, if you're playing something like Yang Zing, this can absolutely help you. Because this essentially, when you make Monk, you can search Yang Zing and summon it for free. Special summon it without committing your normal summon. But it negates its effects. The only problem is, like, it negates its effects. But, so you can't use, like, Jiaotu after doing that. But you could still summon it and then do things with it if you wanted to. And, like, Synchro Summon. But it might be something that gets used. This card was primarily used to search, Protoss in Master Duel. Because this could just search Protoss and it would be really good. Or, like, your Moyi or your Taya. And then use it, then normal summon, use it to back. During your main phase, if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you banish this card from your graveyard and add 1 Tenyi card from your deck to your hand. But you could only use 1 Heavenly Circle effect per turn. So you can't use the graveyard effect and that at the same time. So if you search a worm, you can't search a Tenyi. Not in the same turn. Light Pulse summons 2... Okay, I think we already have all these cards. Yeah, we did. Okay. So, what do I think about this box? Tenyis with some engine is definitely going to be, in my opinion, top tier potential. BLS has some potential going on here. It could be nice, I think. With the skill, I think Tenyis and BLS. I am very afraid of Comic-Con for reasons that people are going to use this with. It's a Toon world, not using a Toon deck. We're gonna see how that goes. But, yeah. I'm gonna be opening this box. I already have almost 6k gems, you can see already. I count the 500 boost, so I'm already starting it at like 6k. And then, I grinding 2k more today to get up to 8k. And then we're gonna be ready to go for the mini box. But, yeah. That's gonna be it for me. I'll see you all tomorrow for the mini box. Bye, YouTube.